poor trapped souls, dragged to a foreign land, surrounded by the mists. What do you seek here? Knowledge, honor, revenge. You clutch onto steel and faith, but you are far from the sight of your God. Know this. He is the ancient. He is the land. And you are trespassing. Welcome back, everybody, to D&D. I hate this voice. Alright. So, as you guys leave this cavern, or tavern, not cavern, as you guys step outside, the wind immediately begins to howl again. It's slightly snowing, but the wind is pretty harsh. As you guys step outside, you see down the path a shivering form walking and stumbling closer and closer. He's about maybe a football field away from you guys, and you guys all see this, and he just plummets to the ground and just collapses, and you guys all see him just drop.
A shadowy figure?
Yep. Off in the distance, coming towards the village. Doesn't seem to be moving.
Go up to him. I take one of the furs that was given to us and I put it on him.
As you walk
I
up,
wouldn't go near strangers.
As you walk up, you hear Percy calling after you. But as you walk up, you see a male, human, no older than 14 years old, probably, maybe 15. He has armor on. It's slightly too big for him, and he's face first in the dirt, in the cold, icy dirt. He's blue.
Turn around, I'm like, he's just a kid! He's almost dead! And I just throw the cloak on him.
Sounds a little familiar. Jargarn, go check it out.
I go over. I look at the kid.
You guys approach the kid, he's frozen. And what do you do? Not you, Trev.
No jokes. Actually, I don't.
Pause.
I move him over so I can see his face. I'm on guard.
You flip him over. He's a young boy. It's obviously Trevor. You recognize him immediately. His lips are blue. He's not breathing.
Let's go.
And he's so cold.
Let's go.
You pick him up.
You pick him up on your shoulders and stuff?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
I'm still back. I want to know what's happening.
Jakar
Is it
walks up
diseased?
and picks up the figure
It's
and
the
is
kid.
walking back to
Oh, still though, is he diseased?
No, he's just cold.
Okay.
You got something that can help with that?
Me? No, I'm just a bot.
What about you, sir? Anything in your bag of tricks?
you. You guys are standing, the wind's
Maybe get him
howling
inside
in
where
your
it's
ears.
warm.
Just
I
go
walk him to
inside.
the bar then.
Yeah.
Put him next to the fire, maybe.
I go back in the tavern.
Okay. Place him, set him up next to the fire.
Yes.
Trevor, it's so cold. As you're in the forest, wandering for what seems like hours, you wandered all night long. You were attacked by wolves and stripped of both of your weapons. You lost them. Your fingers have gone numb hours ago, and you've lost feeling in all of your hands. You're freezing, and you've been walking for hours through this forest. Eventually, you come up on this path. It's the middle of the night. It's been blowing nothing but ice your entire way. Your lips, you can feel your hands are starting to decay and die. As you keep wandering down the path of this forest, you eventually come upon this village. You can see, but it's so cold, and you just can't handle it. And the last thing you remember is plummeting to the ground, face first.
I think we're back inside.
You hear in your voice, in your mind, Guile's voice. This was a few weeks ago. The last thing you remember, you and Guile were sitting around a campfire, and you remember the warmth of that campfire and the misty night surrounding you and Guile. When you woke up the next morning and he wasn't there. You've been searching for him ever since, and you have this dream. Eventually you open your eyes and you're staring at the campfire. And then you realize that you're in an inn, and Dragar is holding you. What do you do?
Let's hold him more struggling. Wake up! Wake up!
I don't know what to do.
Well, you seem a little out of it. Where you been?
Just walking in the forest.
Speak up,
all
Chuck.
night. I was walking in the forest all night.
Oh.
Forest? Well, no wonder you're almost dead. Cold.
It's freezing out, isn't it?
Well, you better get warm because we're going to be going right back out there to make some
Trevor,
money.
you obviously recognize Percy, Dragar. You do not see Delphi. And there's a new man standing who is sporting a very weird hand, covered in scales and almost has a mind of its own.
Yeah, don't worry about that. You've got it under control, I think.
For the most part.
Gregory pipes up. Where did you guys find him?
Oh, another straggler outside.
This damn blizzard. Have you got any fur, young one?
Barkeep, Gregory, can we get another fur for our new companion?
I think I can manage. Walks over the wall. He grabs a gray wolf pelt and throws it to you.
Here you go.
It's not
kid.
too much, but, I mean, it'll keep you warm. Have you guys, how far did you guys get? You weren't gone very long.
Oh, we just got outside. This thing was there. Kid,
How's the weather out there?
Freezing?
blizzardy.
Is it blizzarding already?
Yeah.
He opens up, slides a little piece, and wind starts howling from this little window. I fear for them. Fear for them so much.
Well,
Poor Laszlo and his wife. Are you guys still gonna go after him?
yes.
Of course. There's money involved.
Yeah, the kid's going to toughen up here in the next few minutes.
It's like 9:30 in
You
the
better
morning.
eat up and stay warm because we got a little fur for you, but you better be ready.
You guys warm up, and what do you do?
I'll have another drink, please.
Yeah, of course, one for the road. He actually fills up a flask.
Give one for the
Thank
kid.
you.
Only one. He needs to wake up. No.
Here, this will warm you up.
Want some dried
It's a little-
bacon?
It's a little soft. It's a little short, little shot. Trevor, do you grab it and take it?
Yeah.
You drink it, and it's like cinnamon, and it like warms your entire body.
And
Oh,
burn.
it feels really good, and it burns your throat.
That's what we
'Cause you
call
forget-
fireball.
Yeah.
That's not what we call fireball. No, sorry. All right,
Yeah.
what do you guys do?
No, you're up and at him now. It's like,
Well, I say we go back.
Trevor,
out
you
there.
do. You are missing your weapons, as I said. So you don't have any of your weapons. Just go ahead and erase that. And yep. You guys want to fill him in?
yeah.
I guess some trappers are missing and they agreed to go find them. I don't know.
We're going to make some money,
I'll
kid.
just start calling you Morty.
And you guys walk out.
Percy's pretty close.
Yeah. I seriously doubt the bar or Gregory would have any weapons.
Could always ask.
Yes, I know. Gregory, do you
Yeah.
have any spare weapons that you could lend our new companion?
I've got a knife.
Give
We'll
it to
take
him.
the
Better than
knife.
nothing.
Be careful with this. It's sharp. It's like a butcher knife. It's a dagger.
D6.
D4.
All right, and then I guess we're gonna head back on out there.
Yeah.
All four of us.
Remember, I wouldn't travel for more than a few hours.
Right.
Off we go then.
Be careful of wolves. Bring me some pelts. As the door shuts behind you guys.
Yes.
Immediately, again, the wind is howling as you step outside.
God, this fucking wind sucks.
It's still snowing. It's not quite blizzarding yet. And you guys are in the middle of this village. It's very small. There's like 6 buildings, you know, they're all boarded up. And you're in the middle of a forest. What do? You guys just left the
We followed.
inn. It was called the Hare and Hare.
I say we head east towards where they were going on that trail.
You
Alright.
sort of get like a little bit like of a bearing, Jakar. Sort of point yourself east.
Okay.
A chill wind blows from the low mountains to the northwest, to the northwest, carrying with it the hint of the coming winter storms. Laszlo and Alina were last known to be on a hunting trip somewhere out there in the wilderness and are long overdue to return. The storms are close and likely no more than a day away. Clouds, heavy with snow and sleet, and worse, threaten to roll down from the mountains to blanket the land in cold death for the unprotected. Without help, it is likely that neither Alina nor Laszlo will survive for long out there. You guys follow a pretty well-beaten path, and as you guys are leaving, you can see that there's like a little bit of houses on the outskirts of this village. Some of them, you know, very simple farms, but one building does catch your eye, and it's a pretty big building, and it says Vaduva Furs on the sign. The door, and there's zero lights in coming through the windows. You can tell that somebody is obviously not home.
I say we check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are standing in front of this pretty big building, and it says Vaduva Furs over the door.
Yeah.
You walk up.
I mean, like, aren't we just like trying to get like furs because these are like bad? You know, like they're
Yeah,
not gonna
because
last
we're
very
not
long.
going to last very long.
Right. So,
So,
get
I
better
know-
furs.
I knock on the door.
You knock.
Knock, knock. Hello? Knock again.
Here, let
No
me check out
answer.
the door. I got a pretty good handle with doors that don't open. A lot of things that come across in barter trade.
I was going to say, I got thieves' tools.
Yeah, no,
You haven't tried the door.
Yeah, you try and open it.
I try to open the door. It opens. Okay.
The door
That's a good
opens with a
plan.
little bit of a squeak, revealing a very dusty, heavily worked warehouse. Before you sits a table with dead animals lined up. About 6 different wolves and foxes, probably about to be harvested for their fur. Around you, there's workbenches surrounded with tools and various items that you can see. But other than that, you do see stairs at the other end of this like warehouse work floor, I guess you could call it. And the hearth is not lit, and it hasn't seemed like people have been here in a few days.
I try one more time.
The wind you can hear howling through cracks of the walls.
Let's go make
It's
some.
cold in here. Your breath is pulsating with each breath.
Well,
Your
man,
thought.
it'd be a shame to let these go to waste. Let's gather the dead and some of the extra furs, and let's go make some money. And we'll go finish the mission and look for the hunters. What do you think?
Well, what if they like come
Yeah.
looking for these furs, man?
Then let's go finish our mission looking for the trappers. No one's back here by nightfall to take them.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay, so
Leave
you
the building.
guys leave this building?
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Okay. After several hours of walking through the forest and seeing no evidence of life aside from a few scurrying creatures, the sight before you is quite curious. A tree has consumed a brightly painted wagon. And Percy, it's the same tree from your dream.
Oh.
Well decorated with highly detailed carvings and silver filigree, it looks as if the tree has grown around and even through the wagon. And though the paint on the wagon looks fresh, this type of growth typically takes decades to complete.
What the hell am I looking
Yeah, I'd
at?
stay away from the tree. I had a dream about it. Wouldn't trust it at all.
What do you mean you had a dream
I
about
don't know, man. I had a dream. The tree was in it, man.
it? What kind of dream
What
was
the
it?
tree
I
do?
was in a dream. There was a tree. Didn't like it. It was the end of the dream. So I'm telling you,
That's terrible.
don't go near the tree.
I
I take a
I threw
wide
rock
berth
at it.
around the tree.
I threw a rock at it before just to see if anything was in it, trying to see if anyone was in there.
Pick up a rock. So you toss it at
Is
the
anyone
carriage or
alive?
at the wood?
To kind of ricochet off both.
The hollow sound of rock hitting wood bounces and echoes.
I get like So your shield just blasts like 120 feet. I'll stand like 40 feet away from the tree. I'll just Eldritch blast it.
The tree?
Real good. I'll show you guys!
And it explodes, the tree does. It's an ancient tree. And the carriage sort of bounces. The second last two wheels have been gone for who knows how long. The carriage the tree explodes into shatters and slivers. The carriage drops and is now sitting there. The stump of the tree still holding the back of the carriage up a little bit.
Hey, Dragar, maybe check out the carriage. Now that I loosened it.
I go and investigate without touching anything too much.
A quick search of the wagon, made much more difficult by the absence of the tree growing through the center of it, turns up a little by way of treasure. Although a jingling tambourine can be spied hanging from one of the branches,
Gypsy.
as if deliberately placed there. A message scrawled in what is unmistakably blood on the interior of the tambourine reads, "Family is the cruelest of curses."
First of all,
Who's it signed by?
It's not signed.
it's just in blood.
Tambourine.
Definitely blood. The tambourine is very well made and worth 10 gold pieces. No mundane cleaning will remove the bloody phrase.
It looks like it looks like it could be worth something, but if blood's
What do you guys
deep
do?
on it, should I leave it?
Anybody take it, Dragar?
Yeah, I was like, take it, man.
I'll take it, but I'm kind of just batting it away.
We'll figure out how to clean it later.
I'm kind of just kicking it. You guys hold it. I don't like
Okay,
it.
write that
hold
down,
on to
please.
it.
Write that down. You have the bloody tambourine. As you guys continue down the path, it's getting darker and darker. It's a little past the afternoon. You've been traveling for a few hours. A campsite can be seen several hundred yards away through the sparse growth, but as you draw closer, you realize that nothing lives here. There are obvious signs of a struggle, long scrapes in the dirt, fresh boot tracks, and a damaged corpse give away the scene.
I go up to the corpse and I investigate.
Yeah. You walk up to the corpse, and how do you investigate it? You're looking down on a fucking mangled body.
Take a stick to it.
I was gonna go through his stuff on him. And see
You're
if
gonna
I can,
start.
like patting him down. And
All right,
see
roll
if
investigation for me, please.
Just trying. Well, I'm trying to figure out who these people are. 20.
Natural 20, baby!
Yes, finally.
First one of the day. Okay.
Okay, that's what we needed.
Nice. Okay, so you with that roll, I'm just gonna give you the whole scene. Okay, the tracks are wild and chaotic, but the characters discern a number of wolf tracks among the dead being. There are 2 sets of humanoid tracks. Both sets lead into the clearing that you were following. Bless you. But only wolf tracks leave the place. If the characters have not yet found the dagger, they spot it in the ashes of the campfire. The wolf tracks head east, away from the camp, and into the foothills of the mountains. There are no humanoid tracks heading in that direction.
So it's the wolves.
That's what you
So what's the
find.
dagger?
I pick up the dagger. I find the dagger in the ashes and I pick it up.
Nice. Okay, so you have a pretty noble, and it has gems all over it, golden dagger.
Does it have any inscriptions or anything? It's just a dagger.
It has gems all over it.
I'm gonna keep that for myself. Okay, so I just hold on to it, sheath it, and then like a couple minutes go by, and I start to like pick up a sense to it.
Okay, do you attune to it?
Yes. Because you can only
You
attune
can
to
on-
3 items.
you
That's
can-
why
you're-
you can
you're-
Oh, okay.
Dang, I was about to say.
I will attune to the dagger, I guess.
Yes.
Be he beautiful.
So, yeah, you can only have 3 items. So.
3 to
This
attune.
Yeah.
dagger casts the firebolt cantrip at will.
Well, the tracks only lead one way into the mountains because the other tracks lead out, or will lead into this camp.
Well, does this people look like the wife or the trapper or anybody?
There's only 2 sets.
Do you see this mangled corpse? You want to check it out? He went through the body.
I'm
If there's
investigating.
no human tracks leaving, that means they died here.
Yeah.
Or the wolf carried off one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
So maybe we should investigate if we can find the other
Well,
one.
we should probably make camp here considering the storm's getting worse.
Maybe not here.
It's like maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
then
hard to
we-
tell though
Yeah,
because
it's still
the way that the mists is so thick.
So what are we doing? Are we
There's
moving
never
forward?
sunlight in Barovia.
Fuck. Alright.
But you can tell it's
Oh my
daytime. You know what I mean?
God.
Like just like now you can see,
I know you're
but there's
cold,
no
but
sun.
you have to be awake.
There's no sun.
I say
need
we
you.
keep going.
You're cold for the
Follow
game.
those
You're
wolf
tired.
tracks. That's our best bet. Plus, we need pelts.
I just shot him.
Because, I mean, there's nothing else. It's like just a camp, dead dude. I went through all the shit. Nothing else. Just go follow the tracks.
Say we found her body.
How do you search this body?
Take a stick to it, kind of like poke through, look for
special clothing on the body.
clothing or a family
Special clothing.
identification.
No, and his clothing is ripped to shreds. As you're sort of looking through his clothes and stuff, you find a tooth, a wolf tooth, embedded in one of his wounds. This man has been dead for at least a day, frozen solid, and there's actually snow, piling up on him.
Is there any way I can get the tooth out safely?
As you look around too, you pull out the wolf tooth. Go ahead and pocket that.
That's fine.
There's more blood here than he could have provided, that's for sure.
Somebody was dragged off because there's only one. There's too much blood here for one person.
Trevor,
talking
will you roll
shit,
me
man.
a survival check for me,
Stop
please?
talking shit,
Everyone's
man.
sort of investigating this
dagger and
campfire.
start to slowly catch fire.
Oh, you're
Roll
an
me
asshole.
survival check, Trevor. You're sort of checking around, Trevor. The body has been partially ravaged by scavengers. That's why he has nothing on him. You're looking around. The canine tracks are larger than normal, as if made by a wolf, easily twice the normal size. The canine tracks do not appear to originate from outside the campsite. They lead off to the east, and splatters of blood follow alongside. That's what you find, Trevor. You see some blood. They're definitely wolf tracks, but they're huge. Not indicating a werewolf, and you would know, Trevor. Werewolf tracks have slightly human. They're long too. Wolf tracks are just the paw, and you see just the paw, but they're huge.
I think so.
I literally tell everyone to follow me, and I start following the blood.
As you guys continue, a very As you guys continue, a very dead bear sits, leaning against a tree slightly off the path. It's been horrifically distended. The stench is overwhelming, even from nearly 40 feet away.
What's the fur look like condition?
You guys want to approach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly but cautiously.
Is it
As you guys
dead?
approach, this bear is dead, propped up against her, spread out.
Well, that's morbid.
And it's just laying there with his tongue hanging to
What
one
could have
side.
gutted a bear, my group? What kind of beast?
A
There's a
human.
wolf.
A human.
Yeah, but gut it?
A wolf? This wolf is no... when I was in my youth, I killed a bear.
As you guys get
obviously,
closer,
by
you can
this.
easily see
Werewolf?
that there are
Maybe.
slashes all over this bear's body, his face,
Can we
Maybe
go see
they
these
weren't
wounds?
kidding about werewolves.
and there's tufts of fur. Some black like the
I
bear,
smile.
and
This is
some like a light brown.
I
like
smell
the
it. I
bear.
pick up the fur and I smell it. See if it's wolf fur. I smell
If it was
Which
wolves,
fur did you grab?
the one that's not the bear's.
You see a black and a brown fur.
I smell the rotting bear fur.
Which is the brown.
Yes, and then I smell the black fur.
The black fur is obviously wolf.
Okay, so there we go.
But here's the thing, though: if there were wolves, they would have eaten the guts. They wouldn't have just spilled. They wouldn't have gut this thing and let the entrails just sitting there. They would have eaten this thing.
Well, whatever this is, it might be hunting us already, my friend. So be on guard.
All right.
But should we make this bear
Gibbs.
skin not go to waste?
We can come back for it.
Gibbs,
Can we?
is there still more blood?
We can skin it later when we
All right,
come back.
you'll have to mark at the trees to make
You
sure we
can
find our
very
way
easily
back to it.
see blood.
Can you
Trevor.
do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna mark the trees, I'm gonna make a very obvious appearance that we come back and gut this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did
So what do you guys do?
We keep going. They mark the trail so we can find this bear
I'm already
again,
following
and we're
blood.
going the trail.
Okay, the
Animals.
path is, you guys are now starting to head off the path and following this trail of
And we're
blood.
marking as we go, with their daggers. So we
I
can find
need
out.
a survival check from everybody to see if you guys can follow the footsteps. It's very difficult,
19.
14.
but you guys eventually find, after walking for a long time, some little bit of a small cave, and it is quite apparent that this is a wolf den. Broken, gnawed bones litter the floor, and scraps of fur from a large number of animals have been shredded and scattered about the cavern. The smells of offal and rotting meat compete for attention, and the results are exactly as you might expect. As you take in your environment, a loud peal of thunder reverberates. Okay, so a thunderbolt, like, off to your right, basically. The storm outside has finally broken loose. Freezing rain and hail begin to pelt the cave entrance and the forest around you, and a howling wind tears through the forest.
You might have to take shelter
I
here.
was like, we're shacking up here tonight.
I would like, wait, I start, before it gets too bad on us, I go to the nearest trees and I start getting us a good amount of wood, James, with my chopping with my axe. Help me carry, Riker, use that crazy arm and help me carry the wood in. We need to build a fire in the cave.
Got it.
And get ready to survive, protect our, hold our own. It's gonna be a rough night, boys. And I'm also simultaneously, I throw him a couple long things. Whittle yourself some spears with this, with your knife, kiddo. I give him 2 long sticks.
I just pull out the fire dagger, light it on fire, and start the firewood.
So you guys are now in the cave?
With a lot of extra wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough for the knife.
Shacking up.
As I lifted it up.
After a bit of investigation, reveals a satchel amidst the scraps of bone next to your campfire. Bone, fur, and leather. The thick leather shows signs of gnawing, but is still closed.
Can we, I try and open it.
Dragar immediately grabs this and opens it. The satchel is found to contain a handwritten journal, 3 small bundles of herbs, a small pot of ink, and a writing quill.
Percy, I think this is your area of expertise.
I read the note.
You can't read?
I can read, I just don't want to.
Oh.
Let me find.
Scale.
Do you want to read the journal?
I know, he's not going to cut you off. It's
Yep.
fine.
Okay, as you guys read the journal, I'll read it. In a very scratchy handwriting,
Yeah.
almost seemed to be like some sort of scribbles. Dragar,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can feel the cold. It pulls me. It compels me. The forest is so far, so cold. Laszlo needs me. Our child will need me. I cannot. I said goodbye to my son today. This is a new one. They're like journal entries.
Yeah.
I said goodbye to my son today. I will never see him again. I will never see Laszlo again. I will never see people again. Least I feel the hunger. Last I feel the hunger. There is no cure. Beat solitude. A piece of page falls out, and it has blood on it. And this writing is very forceful, indicating anger. He cut me, and I ended him. What will we do? Erasmus, I will take our pup to the village and give him up. I will return to the forest.
Oh, shit.
Hold up a minute.
My pup is a werewolf.
Oh, that is adorable.
You pull out this small little puppy, and you're just holding him, and he's warm. Actually, he warms you up.
Hold up a minute. Did you just say that in front of us all?
Well, inner monologue.
Okay, and then we're like, wait a minute. And I'm just like, did the hunter's wife become a werewolf?
That's my guess.
So,
Interrupting you, the sound of wolves baying breaks the silence. A moment later, a young, silver-haired woman with an immense wolf in tow stumbles into the den,
shield and axe sitting on the
gasping in agony with a bloody hand clasped over her belly. As she sees you, her face contorts into rage. She spits a curse. Flecks of blood dancing on her lips. Her curses turn into a throaty growl as she falls to her hands and knees. Her body contorts and twists as her form changes to that of a large silver-furred wolf.
He pulls out the wolf pup.
The beast throws its head back and howls. You pull out this wolf in front of her, and the wolf growls, staring directly at you.
And then I just put the wolf back in my pouch, or no, off to the side.
Where did you get that?
Abandoned in a
bought
pub.
him.
Abandoned at a pub.
I bought him.
Why'd you leave it?
I saved him.
Why'd you leave him? She-wolf.
This wolf is bleeding from her belly.
Looks like you're hurt there, lady.
And actually pools of blood is dripping from her mouth.
Maybe we can make like a trade, huh?
The wolf behind her sort of walks away
Think about this.
and then comes back.
Think about this very clearly. We have something you want. I'm sure you have something we can figure out. There's only one way this can. There's other ways. You're hurt, so how else do you think this is gonna go?
Stuttering Dracarys is trying to reason with this beast.
But I'm still ready. I
I'm
don't
gonna get
care.
the dagger out, and then I'm gonna summon my scimitar through my hand.
So you arm yourself.
I'm already armed. That's why I said I'm ready.
James, I literally pull out my dagger.
And a
See
spear.
if it's a silver
Drop the
dagger.
child!
I just put the pup on the ground.
The pup sits there and like huddles up to your foot and is shaking there for a second.
I look at the woman.
And then it makes eye contact with the wolf
Yeah.
and scampers towards her. The wolf picks it up by its neck
Yeah.
and gives it to this wolf,
Yeah.
who walks off.
Okay.
Leave my cave!
Oh, okay.
On one condition. Tell us what happened to the hunters. Did you slaughter them?
Yeah, that's
That's
them.
So she slaughtered the husband.
Yes.
Okay, I was figuring.
The pup is her child.
All right,
I was gonna keep the dog, but
we'll work that out. Fine. We have your word. We have your word. We'll leave without a harm.
As you guys turn around to go to leave, there's a wolf behind you, sitting,
I stare. Is this something? You.
and it's panting.
What's this? What's all this about now? Like harming
I'm
the
gonna just-
Actually, I think you make a better meal.
you.
Like, if you don't
bitch.
let us-
Everyone roll initiative.
You bitch! I screamed.
I was gonna be like, if you don't let us go, I'm gonna take your fucking dog I just bought. And then I've got the dagger.
Okay, so Percy, you are up first.
Eldritch Blast, the one with behind.
Nice. So Percy turns around, and he's gonna go ahead and roll attack.
15 damage.
Beautiful. Damn. Okay, Trevor, your turn.
I guess I'm gonna turn around and dash to that one and stab it with my knife. Dash and
Is all you have
attack
is a
it.
knife?
That's all he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You run up to this wolf. You have a dagger.
I attack him.
You're a fighter?
You slice, and the wolf jumps to the side. Is that your turn? Gonna attack with your spear?
Yeah.
What's a
Alright, swing with 17. Alright, you hit, you plunge your spear, you slash with your dagger, it jumps out of the way, and then you grab your spear and you stab the wolf. Jakar.
Stupid. I scream stupid as I get enraged. Literally rage out.
Jakar.
Oh, I think you said Jakar.
Oh, me.
Yep.
Yeah, do you want to go by Jack or something?
Yeah, let's go with Jack.
Okay, Jack.
Okay, that makes it easier.
Jack or Jax?
Jax.
Not Jax, because
No.
Jax was Trev's character.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How about Jack?
Jack's
Or Car?
Car.
No, it's Jax.
I like Jack.
Jack. Okay, Jack.
That's
Alright,
Jack's
Jack, your
brother's
turn.
name.
I just look at her. I look at the she-wolf, werewolf, and I'm just like.
Turn around, you hear slashing behind you, and of the wolf being stabbed. You hear, "Arr!" As a slight little yelp comes from the wolf behind you. You turn around, this werewolf is now prowling, staring right towards you.
I pull out the dagger, I look straight at her, and I attempt to fire the dagger.
Nice. You launch a firebolt. Go ahead and roll attack. You're panicking and you're holding this thing, and you have the dagger pointed backwards at yourself. You cast fireball and it blasts you. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, you take 8 damage. Plus your 0 total.
So this would be intelligence for the
So
fighter.
right up here, just put minus 8.
Awesome. So can I still attack? Or no?
No, because well, that's an action. You have a bonus action.
I'm just taking my scimitar and try and slash at her.
Okay, since you're dual wielding, makes sense. So then you swing. So you pull your dagger, burn yourself. You pull out your scimitar. You charge towards him. Her.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You actually don't quite make it.
Okay.
You're charging towards this wolf as it's Dragar's turn.
I get enraged,
Okay, you rage.
literally rage, so my skin starts turning red. I start getting a little bit more bearish in appearance, just slight little traits. I get stronger. I have an aura about me, and
What do you do?
Yeah, a little bit. And then I'm just gonna straight up dash into kind of munition towards the big werewolf.
You dash. Take the dash action.
Yes.
This is action plus
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll say you get right up next to this wolf.
In front of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is now the werewolf's turn. This werewolf snarls at you, Jack, and
I have my shield out too. So I made that comment earlier.
If you want to think of a whole movie,
Yeah, I might do that.
just if there's no one that sounds similar to this,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
confusing.
Jack's
Sorry.
fine.
okay,
It'll be
so
just J-A-K.
the werewolf lunges at Jack, giving Dragar an attack of opportunity.
Going right at her wound. I'm going after her wound.
It comes down on you with both its claws. Jack. Whoa! Alright.
And I'm rolling 2 James. Hey, 18.
11.
Armor,
Is a miss. Second one?
Yeah.
armor class 16.
Second
so you
attack.
have
24 on natural, James.
Beautiful, so you get attack roll damage.
So she missed me.
What's mine? Sorry, 75.
18.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so the first one misses, the second one connects with you. You're gonna go ahead and take 7 slashing damage.
Hiya!
Instead of erasing your
6 damage,
that's
James.
awesome.
I did 6 to her.
Beautiful. You plunge right into this wolf's stomach, blasting a bunch of red ichor on the floor.
You should have let us go, you fucking bitch!
How many damage did you do?
6, just 6.
It gets another attack, a bite attack, and this bite comes down on you, Jack,
Right for the head.
with a 16.
Yeah, I'm
Direct hit.
Well, I have 16 armor class.
Yep, meets it, beats it. Okay, ouch. You're going to go ahead and take 11 damage, and I need a con save. You succeed. Good job. Okay, it is now the wolf's turn. He's going to charge towards you, and he tackles you, Jack, and he plunges on you, and he's ripping at you.
And that'll hurt him.
Okay, so it just tackles you and then sort of rolls off and gets to its feet quick.
Imagine like a 4
Oh, I shoot an Eldritch Blast at the one that just attacked me.
reaction, maybe trying to keep it from biting. It's sort of odd.
Nope, you don't get an attack of opportunity.
Right.
He just basically slammed you onto the ground. You're on the ground still currently, and he didn't get a good attack, so he just rolled off of you. This wolf is going to pounce onto Jack. It tackles you as well.
Trevor.
What did I say?
You said Jack.
You might have to change your name to Felix. He's gonna mix it up with his little character.
Okay, and Trevor, it attacks you, coming down with both.
What?
14?
Direct.
Direct hit.
Callan.
That's not bad.
You take 9 damage with the first attack. The second attack comes down on you
Yeah.
with a 16.
Connect.
My new name is Callan.
Yeah.
So you take 21 damage in total.
With K.
Alright, you have 9 HP left, Trevor. You are hurt bad. You start bleeding, and this wolf is ripping at your skin, and he's just on top of you. Go ahead and make a grapple check against me. Actually, it'll be on your turn. So, top of the round is going to be Percy.
Percy, save him! I saw him getting...
Obviously.
As I'm getting angry at fighting this big bitch.
Best choice. Save me.
Oh, you know what?
Pull out the great sword from the back. Double hand that shit and swing on the wolf.
Nice. Alright, roll an attack.
Don't let me my face.
It's very hurt. Is that your turn? Trevor, what do you do? This wolf is on top of you, ripping at your flesh.
Throw him off.
Okay, try to throw him off. Roll a grapple check against me. Ugh.
4. One more.
6. What's your strength?
+2, 6.
It's tied. Roll again. You resist. You punch this wolf. It bites down on your fist. Roll again.
19.
Oh! You punch him again, Trevor, and it rolls off of you. And you stand up. Go ahead and take your turn, buddy.
Double decker, bitch!
Yeah,
Straight up, straight up stab him.
With your dagger or your
Spear.
All right, you start to spear this thing right in his face. Roll attack. 4. All right, how do you do it? How does this thing die?
Stab it right in the bottom of the head and launch it to the top of the cavern.
Oh, and then you like stick it into the ground because it's mud, and the wolf is just hanging there now, limp. Okay, Callan, it is your turn.
Yes.
So Callan just renamed himself.
Can you point at Trevor?
Okay. So what do you do, Callan?
So I'm still laying on the ground being attacked.
No, you're just like him. You
No,
kind
you
of just
just
like
got, he just basically ran
So
into
you can
you.
use your movement to stand up. So I'll teach you all these things later.
So that uses an action, right?
No,
So
it's just your
movement's its own
movement.
thing.
Okay,
so
so-
now you can't move, but now you can use your action, which would be either
The dagger
attacking
or
with your
else.
scimitar, or using the dagger, which would be a main hand thing, and then the offhand would be your scimitar.
I'm gonna use the dagger. I'm gonna try and use the dagger again.
Okay, he's a little bit out of reach.
It's a cantrip.
So when you use the firebolt.
That's what it's
Roll.
Yeah, the firebolt.
So you launch firebolt, you're making sure the dagger's pointing away from you this time. And you blast a ball of fire directly at this thing, at this growling werewolf in front of you.
which you could add +5. You already did what you did.
Okay,
But now
so
you can use your scimitar.
basically the fire covers this growling wolf and it just snarls and takes a step closer to you.
So now you can use your
Well, now,
scimitar.
since I've already got the scimitar out, I'll swing at it, trying to cut at its throat.
Yeah, but this thing's way bigger than you, dude. You just slash at this thing's short roll attack. 15? That is a just barely not enough. You slice and
Find a
she
big-ass
bites,
werewolf.
she grabs onto your sword and snaps it in
And
half.
luckily when it does that, it just dissipates and reforms.
And it just disapparates into dust.
My hand's looking at me like, oh shit,
So
oh
as
shit, oh
a
shit.
bonus action, you can recall your weapon again.
Recall
Okay.
weapon. Well, this is off to a good start.
All right. So Dragar.
We have time to go at her again. I'm still going after the werewolf, bitch. So
Okay. You will have to take one step forward.
yeah, one step forward.
Okay. You have advantage on your attack.
Okay.
You're still 11 damage. Nice. That was with your battle axe.
Yes.
So it doesn't do as much damage as you think it does. She takes 6 damage.
Yes. Because
Silva.
no, I was questioning that when we started, but I'm also going after her wound too.
Wait,
Okay.
is this wolf still alive?
No. Okay.
But that one is.
Drago, that's your turn, correct?
I'm on it.
Okay, it is now the werewolf's turn. The werewolf, after just getting attacked, is going to do a flop.
And I'm
Not giving you an attack of opportunity because it's not moving out of your spot. And it's going to attempt to bite down on you.
Come on,
Dragar.
you fucking bitch!
She snarls in your
I have a shield.
direction.
I do have a shield. What'd you roll?
A 5.
So she breaks a tooth on my shield.
Then she slashes at you with both her attacks. That's going to be a 17
I barely tank it.
and a 14.
I tank everything.
Because it's already lit on
Dang.
fire.
I break her teeth.
Ching, ching.
And when she bite, I basically shield bash and took her tooth.
Starts biting. She starts biting on your
Shield.
shield and is growling and ripping back and forth.
And can I take her teeth? At least one tooth.
This wolf jumps and tries tackling you, Dragar.
Come on, you fucking hounds! I'll kill all of
Let's do a
you!
contested strength.
So I use that dagger. even though-
I am your king,
I have a
bitch!
-1 to my
13 plus
You throw this wolf to the side and it crashes into the wall.
and everybody. I'm just,
Okay,
I
top
am
of
the
the round.
king!
Percy, what are you gonna do? Roll a d6 for me. No,
I'm sorry, Mitch.
because he threw the wolf into the wall.
Oh.
Take some damage from that.
I have to find my d6 in a second.
It's like a regular dice.
Yeah, it's this one.
Roll.
that is.
Plus your strength.
We'll roll up
9.
and cast Dissonant Whisper.
9, James. Did 9.
On to where?
The werewolf bitch.
How are you moving at all? Because that's definitely in range.
What? Oh, no, I don't need to move.
Taking on
So,
2 at once.
It's 21 damage, which will only take half, so 10. This is
you
cast. Oh, well, you know.
you round up.
Whatever.
So 11
Okay,
then?
so okay, and it will be that's your turn.
Yeah.
Let me go to the bathroom.
Classic Janie. Always gotta have a hoodie.
All right, Trev. Forward is your turn.
Now fight this other wolf that I just slammed into the wall.
What do
Alright.
you do, bud?
Could you throw the spear?
Yeah.
Throw the spear and try to hit that one.
Okay,
I
you're
have
throwing
2
spear for this
spears
one.
though.
Okay. You launch a spear. Go ahead and roll an attack. You do not have proficiency against this. It's a 6.
God dang it, I already see it.
Plus your dex.
And
14, 19. Dang, nice. You throw it and you launch it in there, and it plunges into this wolf. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Allow it. So you first, let's see if you can stab your dagger.
Right.
Roll attack.
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Nice.
19, that works.
Stab it right into this wolf's back.
From the dagger damage. Roll that with
finally.
Plus 3 is with 5.
5.
5 damage from just stabbing her.
Mhm.
So
then
then
1d2.
main action, you'll just cast Firebolt with the dagger, which is already in here, so it's going to hit automatically.
Yep.
So
Roll your fire.
A 1d10.
Okay. The wolf growls in pain from around you as we're going to pop out of combat. The wolf jumps over you, giving you an attack of opportunity. Go ahead and roll. Runs over here and is growling at you. What do you think you could do with my child?
7.
We were trying to protect the wolf cub, and you treacherous bitch!
It needs no protecting.
You abandoned it, and it's a man, and we bring it back into
Well,
the
the humans had it, so we were bringing it back to you.
I just yell, I'm taking the puppy back, you bitch!
This wolf jumps up onto you, Dragar, bites into your neck. You're going to go ahead and
We
take...
brought it back safely, didn't we?
Only 2 damage.
So one?
You fling.
Only one?
Yep. You fling. Write it down. You fling this wolf and it runs off.
So
Where'd
we
that
got it
pencil
back
go?
safely, didn't we?
Thank you for that.
So maybe just chill
What
out.
business are you asking of Laszlo?
We were trying to save you guys.
We didn't know you.
Save me.
We can kill you, or we can
The
end this
werewolf
peacefully.
seems to be hesitating.
Gregory said to come find you guys. Everyone was
He
worried.
cared. They actually cared. We came to save you, and you attacked us with treachery?
After hesitation from the werewolf, she drops to her back knees and on her stomach and morphs back into a regular human. This female sitting in front of you is red-haired, Alina. She's bleeding profusely out of her stomach and is crying, weeping. He attacked me! He attacked me! It was instinct!
So you killed your husband? I think we found his corpse.
She's just bawling her eyes out.
He was a bit mangled.
I'm taking back your wolf cup, bitch.
It was instinct.
Maybe your cub would be safer with us.
To protect from all the...
Hunters that will be coming for you, looking for Laszlo.
The wolf that had the wolf is now, the puppy is returned.
And I'm cautiously
And they're
watching
saying to
the
her,
wolf.
like, because Gregory sent us to look for you, so we won't be the only ones.
But we can tell them...
What do you do with me now?
We can
Bring me back to the Burgomaster to be hung?
No, we'll
we
let
don't
you
have
go. Tell them that you were killed in the incident.
Our fur trade is done.
Yeah.
He attacked me. It was instinct, I swear. She sort of wipes her tears and stands up. And she's just bloody as
Did he
frick.
know you were like you were?
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're gonna make it, so we'll take your kid, keep him safe.
I've been taking care of him for the last few days. He
Maybe
seems to
help
like
you
me.
to a better end.
Will you bring him to me?
Sure. Well, we don't have him. You
Your
have
puppy
him.
died. Your wolf's mama has him. The other
Remember?
wolf.
Yeah.
After a few moments, the wolf walks up to her, hands her the puppy.
Yeah.
She pets it and presents it to you. Talon.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll get it.
It's
Him and
cool.
David.
I'll get it.
It's cool. Thank you.
Please take care of him. He's only a pup.
So, like, is he just gonna be like a direwolf, or is he gonna be like a half-person thing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's kind of so what we can expect.
Even if he becomes a human, I'll raise him as my own.
Here you
I have
If
one
he
more.
becomes a boy, I'll raise him as my own.
go. There you go.
I have one more question for you, She-Wolf. What do you know of the name Strahd?
He rules these lands.
He's from what we can
The
gather.
devil Strahd. She spits.
Yeah.
Cursed. All of Barovia. What, Trevor?
I asked her, was it like a werewolf that attacked you?
She is a werewolf, buddy.
Yeah, man. Well, no, well, you mean
But
initially?
before, yeah.
From the beginning?
I was born like this.
Okay.
My family's cursed long ago from the Hindustani.
The gypsies?
You may call them that.
Was
Do you have any way to stop this wound? I feel my conscience fading.
Do we have
She
any?
passes out.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Oh, you have the dagger. You
Her
can
head-
fire
Oh, yeah,
suture it.
yeah.
Her head just hits the floor
He
very
sutures
hard.
it with the hot dagger.
I try and catch her.
Like,
You walk up and her stomach is just cut wide the fuck open. Like her whole stomach is just gone.
Alright, just slice her throat.
As she's laying there, blood is just pooling.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm just gonna put her out of her misery, and I'm just gonna hold on up. 'Cause there's nothing else. She's dead. She's gone.
You don't
I
have
hold
any
her
way to
hand,
heal
though,
anything,
because-
sorry.
I hold her hand.
You guys look into this woman's eyes. unconscious eyes,
What has it?
Oh.
As I feeling her heart
Yes,
slip.
I'm
and you
sorry.
slice her throat,
I'm sorry.
And I'm like,
and her eyes staring at you,
I'll take care of him.
and her eyes roll in the back of her head.
Yeah. The hand's looking at me like,
I want to bury this woman. She's earned that. So
what about the other wolf? What the fuck is the other wolf doing?
Yeah, what the fuck is that other wolf doing now?
Runs away.
Okay.
Okay,
Further into
so
the
we
depths
got
of
a
the
few
cave.
wolf skins. We have that bear skin and a few other wolf skins.
You have 0 skins.
Well, we have
What
one
about
dead
I,
wolf.
I start.
Yeah,
I
there's a
start
dead
butcher-
wolf
We're
there.
gonna
I
drag
start
the dead
butchering.
wolf back
We
to
got
the thing.
James, I start butchering that one.
Okay, you have
Skinny.
1 gray wolf pelt.
We'll get the next one because there was 2 dead wolves in here.
No,
Nope.
she was a werewolf. She's back in her human form.
But wasn't there another wolf we killed?
Nope.
It was only that one scampered off.
And then the other one just ran away too. So how's the weather looking outside?
We also get that trapper house that used to be their fur trade, so we can skin all the animals in there.
Plus that dead bear, which
Plus
you
the dead
marked
bear.
with the trees with the dagger.
So we
and
have
the
like
trail.
4 or 5 pelts altogether. So
Well,
we should
yes.
get like 20.
Well, 2 at least in nature, and then a whole factory full.
Whatever the pelts are worth, because we got to interrogate the dude when we get back and see how much they are, and barter with him, and
to
some
get
gold.
more than what he's asking for.
So
So what do you guys do?
How's the weather outside right now?
bury the bitch.
Bury the bitch.
Dragar, you peep outside and the storm is picking up. Very
guys, we're gonna
intense.
take care of things. I'll bury her since I didn't really help much. I got it.
You saved our lives.
You know.
We all helped. So
It's okay, Morty.
You guys just sort of keep watch at the cave,
Wanna
Yeah.
take care of
while Percy, you can hear him drag him, a little bit farther in. And after a few minutes, Percy's hands are definitely bloody, obviously,
dealing with a lot of gore.
and he's just wiping them off. And
Gore doesn't freak me out as much as you think.
I know, but especially since a lot of other things scare you, that is surprising.
Well, it's not like the blood's gonna kill me like other things will.
It's not the first time I've buried a dead
It's
body.
just gross, is all.
I understand. Trust me.
Can someone keep watch? I need to take one of
You need a what?
Yeah, we can't hear you too well, but sure.
You need a what?
You're talking this quietly.
You're like
Talk
literally
loud.
talking to the table, bro.
I'm wounded.
Right,
What?
but you can still. I can't hear you, dude. Like I'm borderline deaf.
Just it'd help if you'd like.
He's
Just speak up, bud.
I'm wounded.
You're wounded.
He's trying to be in
Okay.
character.
He's just saying it more quiet.
Gotcha.
Well, then let me give you an anesthetic.
Okay.
He's asleep now.
I could burn him with my dagger. And
No, don't burn him with your dagger. I just knocked him a caution, gave him an
Dan is
anesthetic.
just looking around frantically. Just
Hey, calm down, Han.
Just here, talk to the pup.
Okay.
Puppy, it probably scares the puppy.
Nah, the puppy
After
actually
a long
plays with
after
it.
a long
Choose on it, roll
trek
that.
It plays
back to
with
the
it.
village,
Yes.
you guys eventually make it back to Orasmu.
Did we get the bear skin? We skinned
We
the bear,
get
right?
the bear. We get the.
You skin the
pelts.
bear.
The
You
one
have
wolf.
1 bear pelt and 1 wolf pelt.
And then
as
the
you guys,
factory.
and the what?
When we're going to the factory too.
The
One
warehouse.
lady's skin.
If it's still abandoned, we're gonna get
Oh,
the fur.
okay. As you guys come to the outskirts of town, you come to the abandoned now fur trade.
Yeah, because it was theirs. I'm assuming.
As you guys walk in, it's the same scene I described earlier.
We take a bunch of furs. We take some good.
And meat.
Yes, we take some good furs and
It's
meat.
probably
So you
fossilized
gain
now.
another 4 wolf pelts
Okay.
and 1 fox pelt.
4, so 5, 1. And
The
1.
others, there's 3 more
We also-
bodies, but they were very badly.
We never discussed price for the pelts.
He only had 20 gold, man.
So we
No,
hold.
he gave us 25 gold.
So
That's what
only
I'm
give
saying,
him a
that's
couple.
all he had.
Oh.
So we give him a few pelts, don't give him all, and then see if we get more.
No, we're not giving him any fucking pelts if we get some money in return.
That's what I'm saying. We
Well, he
give
gave
him.
us half, so you only have 10. You
Give
took
him
the other
some
10.
pelts, then get
Okay.
more, and just don't give them all at once.
Yeah,
That's all
we're
I'm
not gonna
saying.
hold. We're not
After
gonna
about
give
an
all the
hour,
pelts.
maybe an hour and a half, you guys, harvested these pelts.
Yeah.
And you come back outside. It's basically dark now. Thankfully, you guys are not even maybe 50 yards away from the
I have a magical
village
dagger
proper.
that acts as a torch.
Yeah, and you actually have to use this as a bit of a torch because
We're pushing you
now
ahead.
currently it's blizzarding outside.
I'm always warm.
You guys make it to like the
Ew.
outskirts of town, and you can see a human standing there, his cape billowing in the wind. Hurry! Come on, get in here! It's Gregory. Hurry!
Hey, Greg!
We got furs.
He allows you guys.
And news!
And you
I
guys,
turned
and you
to-
guys enter the
Inn.
the inn.
Before we enter the inn, I told Jakar, I'm like, we're not giving them all of them. We're keeping
Obviously.
like 2 or 3. And we're keeping the rest.
No, we hid the others somewhere.
We can just hold on. We
There's
don't
a
have
few
to show 'em
villagers
all.
holed up in here in the blizzard, and you know Fred is up of
Still
course.
comes over.
I told her to come
We have like
Shoot me a
20 minutes left, you guys. By the way, just so you know.
That's perfect.
And you guys enter this tavern, and like I said, Fred is playing, and Gregory, and you guys all like there's a spot to hang up your coats, if you will. I've seen you guys made it back. Any news? I see you got some pelts.
They died.
Yeah. That's the short end of
The
that.
wolves took
They're
them.
all dead.
The wolves took them.
Well,
We took a few out in the process.
you're accurate werewolves.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
The chick turned into a werewolf.
No, he didn't say that.
What chick?
The chicken monster
wife.
lady.
The chicken.
I held him out.
The chicken.
The
Roll
chicken.
deception for me.
The chicken wife. The witch of the forest.
The
of Constantine.
chicken. Oh god.
No, I thought he said chicken.
The boy has frozen. He was out all night in
Yeah,
the
he
cold.
meant
He's
the
a
lady
little delirious.
Laszlo's wife. Yeah.
This is
I just say it.
he's a good kid. He's just a little delirious from the cold.
I just say it when he's trying to keep him quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, the trapper's wife, she was a werewolf.
Are you serious, Alina?
I guess like the whole
happy
time.
now? I got shot.
Wow,
at
this is
comical.
dire news. They're both dead.
hope that
you
hurt.
killed her?
No,
I threw
she
him on
killed
the ground.
herself. It was wild, man.
She killed herself?
Yeah. Well, I think someone else killed her first. She had like a wound. Oh, Laszlo killed her. Because like she attacked him, stabbed. It was bad.
It was a tragedy.
This is not in game. I'm just laughing.
This is tragic. It was a tragedy, unfortunately. We were trying to keep it subtle.
Her stomach was cut open by
That's
her
like as
husband.
honest we could be there, you know?
Yeah.
What did you say?
She was cut open by her husband because
Right.
she attacked him.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
nothing of the baby then?
No, he's dead.
He's gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
The little pup's barking.
I'm glad the Morning Lord granted you safe passage back
Yeah,
here.
someone
Hand
did.
is playing with the pup now.
Yeah.
Well, now
It's okay, bub.
we'll
okay.
probably all die. We'll have to go to the village of Barovia, perhaps Valaki.
Yeah, it might be a good idea, man. This place is not good.
We threw a few
Place
furs on, but before you do that,
sucks,
I threw 3 furs on the table. Before you do that, what about the rest of our payment? Let's get.
He sifts through the furs. These are nice. Ooh, bear.
Yeah,
Where
that
did you
was-
get this?
That was on the trail.
Ooh, this is very valuable. 300 gold this alone.
Wait, what?
He's
300
searching. He picks up the other 2.
I hope you have the
Wow.
price to match that.
You guys are pretty good. I might have to hire you.
you have
Well,
300?
do you have enough to? Could you guys stay here and live here? Why don't you stay here and live here?
No.
Go. You have a whole new building to themselves. You say they're dead. Go live in the fur house. We can all survive here. Eventually, this never-ending blizzard will end. Hopefully.
Was
It's kind of a weird sentence, man.
kind of not.
That's what it's called.
I know.
We've come to call it the eternal blizzard.
Maybe you should just leave.
Well, sadly, without the money from the fur trade, I don't know if we can survive this winter.
Do you have any other trappers?
All we have left are cows.
So let's go back to the 300 gold for the bear.
Ah, yes. I'll
Do
be
you
right
have-
back. Let me go to my house.
Motherfucker's got a gold mine.
Here. He grabs a wine cap, pops it on there.
I,
How about it? I'll be right back.
I just hand the wine to the hand. The hand just kind of does its own thing, dips its fingers in there.
You guys
Drinking it. The
About
hand's
5
drinking
minutes
wine.
pass.
I'll play
You have
some
a-
music.
Nice.
Like an open mouth.
On the palm.
I have no idea.
I mean, then the blade could just.
Maybe.
I mean, that's
Wanna
It's
read
just
the
kind of
text
like
from my
magical.
girlfriend?
It's kind of like if a tattoo came
Yeah.
alive.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
I don't know if there's like a mouth on the fucking palm. I could probably write it in there later.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm asking because you make it sound like he's drinking it.
Yeah, I know, but it's imitating drinking.
Are you like gonna play a certain song?
You know, like a nice feisty tune on the fiddle.
Beautiful.
Get the mood back up.
The devil went down to Georgia. Okay. After a few moments, Gregory returns with a big sack of gold. 750. Take it or leave it.
I'll take the gold.
Deal.
big bag.
We gave you two felt furs and the bear.
I'm sorry, it's not exactly the currency you guys used to use in what was it again?
Syria.
Faerun, it'll do.
Okay, yeah, these are actually Strahd, golden Strahds, so take them and they'll actually be useful here in Barovia.
I look at the code.
You won't be going back to this Faerun anytime soon.
Syria.
What is this?
He
I like.
doesn't really know what to
What
say.
did you call these coins again?
It's a golden Strahd.
I looked at the coin. I flipped it around. Do I notice anything?
Where you like reach in, it's like a noble man.
Who is this?
Strahd. It's a golden Strahd. You read it, it says Lord of Barovia on it.
This Lord of Barovia. What do you know of him?
Well, only what the others do. He was a vampire, turned hundreds of years ago when my grandfather lived here. What more do you want to know?
Vampire. That's a myth from the old.
Oh, and I assure you, it is not a myth. I've seen it with my own eyes, in fact.
And he rules this land.
All of Barovia.
He's been leaving us little trinkets since our arrival.
He's very clever. I would suggest not pissing him off.
Duly noted.
I'm sure you'll see him eventually. He likes to be involved, shall we say, with his people of Barovia. Not a big land. Of course, back in the olden days, it was foretold that Strahd actually took over another land. But, those are folk tales. The mists are all that us Barovians know.
Interesting. Thank you.
Do you know of any other nearby towns or villages that we could go to or seek out?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it's the heart of all Barovia. The village of Barovia, actually.
Well, maybe we should go there, man.
Yeah.
We find our
where's
way
that?
back home.
A few miles down the path. I would say go southwest. From here. You guys came from like the north.
Oh, okay.
And then you guys went east to go on that little werewolf thing. Go southwest. Travel a few miles. Shouldn't take you too long. Of course, you could always call Vasily.
Who's Vasily?
Vasily von Holtz. You haven't... Oh, yeah. Freaking strangers. Give me a moment. He turns around and grabs like a box, opens it. It's a bunch of paper. Pulls out a paper, and it like turns into a bird, and it starts to fly away. And he grabs it. Oh!
Shit.
These damn paper birds. He's writing on it.
Vasily.
So basically, I could call Vasily if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that sounds like a good idea.
He'll be here in probably an hour.
As I start drinking and eating a little bit,
The bird flies off
My
out
hand
the
is
window.
still, for some reason, trying to drink the fucking goblet.
and I'm grabbing your hand with this in comical effect. Stop drinking the thing!
And it's just like mouthing
We're
off
both
to you in
struggling.
curse words
We're
you
just
can't
struggling. There's no
understand.
struggle. It's like,
Okay, roll for me, Strahd.
It's just yelling.
And then I look at you and look at each other and I'm like this.
Thank
We
God.
tried drinking at the same time. I can drink more than
Beautiful.
you evil hand.
It grabs a dagger and lights on fire, and it's like ready to like threaten you. It's threatening you.
Hiding the hand away.
It's like I just interject. I'm like, enough, you two.
I
Fuck,
throw your hand
enough.
back.
Yes, I know he can be an ass at times.
Control your hand.
I'm trying. You're not helping.
Well, then stop having a drink it with your fingers.
Well, give me a fucking drink then.
Then throw the bottle at you.
Grab it, and I just start.
As I start chugging it.
I'm gonna put the brace on. It's okay, Bo. It's okay.
Ah!
Fuck, man.
Are there any beautiful women in the bar to dance?
You got
with us
plenty of
together
fucking money if you want a
before we
whore.
leave?
Sorry, I should get this.
I just laugh and I laugh.
We've got more than enough money, apparently.
Yes.
After about an hour, you guys hear the sounding of clapping hooves and a wagon wheel come outside.
This is
Oh, I think Vasily's here, you guys.
Straight up Count Dracula.
Right at that moment, literally, the bar doors burst open and boom, a big old foot and a very fat man comes walking through. He has a very fancy mustache. Immediately, you can just smell pistachios from him emanating. His mouth, his cheeks are filled. Like it looks like a chipmunk, honestly. Before you,
breath mint.
fat man. I don't know what that is. This big fat man has a huge belly. So who's gonna be needing a ride?
That would be our group
All
here.
of us.
Well, I am a Vasily. I can take you to the village of Barovia, but I must go north from then.
Ooh, we actually live came from north.
Did we?
I'm.
I can take you to the village of Barovia.
We'll do that.
But I'll have to go north from there.
That's fine.
Okay.
That'll do us.
It
just
beats
fine.
walking.
I agree.
We've been on a walking.
It is a little bit rainy outside, so I don't suggest you going outside.
Yeah.
Oh!
Might I have a drink, please?
That's like two things of things
Just
of
go.
Oh!
Well, whenever you're
Just go
ready.
with it.
And he
Wait,
steps back into the
One
carriage.
more what do they call them? Drumsticks? Turkey leg and a thing.
Turkey leg. Yeah.
That's off we go. And then
You
one
guys
for the
step
road.
into this carriage.
So I have a nice buzz on the walk on the
Correct.
ride.
Yeah.
I want to be a nice buzz on the ride, so I'm gonna be really loud and happy the whole ride.
Okay. As you guys step into this carriage, it's a pretty big carriage. Weirdly, though, it has no horses attached to it.
What the heck?
It's like a black carriage, and over the door it says Vasily von Holtz, stagecoach of Barovia.
Where are the mounts, dear sir?
It's magic, works by magic. I was granted by Strahd to be the stable master. The stable master.
We've heard a lot of your lord and master here. Tell me more about him.
Count Strahd von Zarovich. Yes, rules these lands. You guys are now, the carriage sort of shifts and rocks as you guys are now going towards this village of Barovia.
Have you met the man? What kind of a man you think he is his character?
He offers you a bag. Pistachios?
I'll take some.
Nice, thank you, they're my favorite.
Take
Come
it.
from the Wizard
Yeah, I'll
of
take some.
Vines.
I just shove them in my mouth and take a piece of my bacon and bite into my bacon.
They're amazing pistachios.
And the wolf just jumps up and takes the bacon out of your mouth. Nope.
That's been eaten on the bacon.
Can I offer you some wine?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He takes a gulp of it
No,
himself,
child, you
and
don't
then he
need it.
passes
You're
it
still
around.
recovering.
It's just
He's
from the
old
bottle.
enough in the old
I drink
times.
Yes.
wine.
I mean, we gave him a shot just to wake him up.
I've had plenty of wine.
Can I tell you about the time where I used to be in a circus?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, oh. I was actually a stable master from the circus. Me and, Rictavio was his name, a half-elf, a ringleader. We had all kinds of crazy things. This dude is just literally won't even let you get a word in. We used to have a man who was a monkey. We used to have a fox man.
Fox man.
This is perfect. Of course, nobody really came. The village of Barovia is not very happy, will you say? Shells spit out of his mouth. As you guys look down, you guys are stepping on shells. Like there's so many shells in this thing,
Right.
and it's just all spilling out of his mouth. So what are you doing here? You are dressed weird. You are dressed weird.
We were brought from.
Foreigners.
Yes.
From
Well, I can
Syria.
plainly see that.
Yes.
We'll be there in about 20 minutes or so.
Good.
Can I just take a rest? Try to heal.
Yeah, you're resting and just relaxing in this black carriage as you guys bump along, and you are looking out the window, Trevor, and you can see a very skinny figure off in the mist. You peer again, and you see a skeletal horse.
Oh shit.
There's a skeleton sitting on top of it, and he has a lantern, and he's walking, and then he walks off into the mist. And that is where we're ending our session tonight.
Oh my goodness, so much happened. So much happened. James, I fought.